Are we ready to dance, folks? It is Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition of This Week in High School Sports. I am Brian Carpenter, sports editor of the Meriden Record-Journal, alongside
Sean Krofsik.
Shawnee. We've been dancing pretty much all night. We're actually coming in Friday night. It's late, but we're all jittery and juiced up here because what a Friday night. We're not going to mess around with any shtick tonight, Sean. We're going to get right to it. What a night for Friday night football. All our games were good games, and we're going to take it right from the top. The biggest game, the biggest news, Southington football defeated by East Hartford 27-20 over at Fontana Field. This is the first time Southington has lost in the regular season in 41 games. Last time, Shawnee, it was 2013. It was a state championship year for Southington that year, but in the middle of that year, they lost 49-37 at Hall up in West Hartford. Last time Southington has been defeated in the regular season. Last time at home, of course, was the 2012 quarterfinals against Glastonbury 23-14. Seems like a long, long time ago because I remember those games. Shawnee, what happened tonight with Southington against the Hornets of East Hartford?
Yeah, well, it was a thriller at Fontana Field. Started off slow, a defensive battle, scoreless in that first quarter. East Hartford got on the board early on in the second quarter, 7-0, and finally, right before the half, Will Barmore found Joe Casera with 12 seconds to go to tie the game at the half. And at that point, like last week, you thought maybe they would take over like they did against New Britain.
But that they did not.
They did not. They did not. Out of half, they went up 14-7. Barmore to Ringrose, and then just after that, East Hartford answered, and They with a touchdown, but Southington did block the extra point, so it was 14-13 at that point. Southington was looking like they were in pretty good shape, and with 5:45 to go, Ryan Montalvo, 9-yard touchdown run to go up 20-13, but they did miss the PAT.
But they're up 20-13, and again, Southington's playing East Hartford, a team they defeated 20 times in a row. That's pretty mind-blowing. But East Hartford's very good this year. They're 6-1. They got a kid going to UConn too, or at least he's committed to UConn. And the weapons were deployed late for East Hartford. Huh?
They were in the final 2:16. They scored 2 touchdowns. So Raycon Tompkins had a quarterback keeper, and when they had a point after to tie the game 20-20, and then Troy Baxter picked Will Barmore to get the ball right at midfield for East Hartford, and then they struck quick. Tompkins found Jaden Gardner, who outjumped the Southington defensive back, and with 56 seconds to go, they took the lead. And Southington had 2 stabs at it at the end, and they came up just short.
Obviously, all the plays you just went through. Man, Pete Paguaga was over in Southington and brought back some great footage. Just a tremendous night that will not be forgotten. The Blue Knights have not lost very often on Coach Mike Drury's watch. And they, so often the Southington wins by big margins, and yet they also have shown that pluck to pull out close games, such as against Cheshire in the Apple Classic in 2015 down in Cheshire. And tonight you almost expected that to happen again. Great effort by East Hartford, but they're going to find a way to win. I don't know, sometimes, not to put a spin on anything, but sometimes for good teams it's good for them to lose a game like this. You stop taking things for granted, feel a little less invincible. Who knows? We'll see. We're hitting November now. A couple weeks to Thanksgiving in the postseason. Southington is 6-1, obviously still very much in contention. We'll see how they respond to this defeat. They have Enfield and South Windsor to go before meeting up with Cheshire down in Cheshire on Thanksgiving, which is looming as a very big game. I'm going to jump to Cheshire right now. It's a perfect segue because Cheshire is 5-2, winning tonight down at West Haven against Notre Dame, 27-23. Jack Raba returned from injury. He threw a touchdown pass. The big guy, though, for Cheshire tonight was the sophomore running back, man, Jake the Snake. Jake McAlinden, 3 touchdown runs. His third one got Cheshire out to a 27-10 lead by the end of the third quarter. Notre Dame, though, Shawnee, came back and made a heck of a game out of it.
They did. They had a chance to win it down at the stretch. They did pick off Reba late in that fourth quarter, and Cheshire had a defensive stand at the end to seal it.
In the red zone, big
Yeah.
win for Donnie Drustin. His Rams, they are 5-2. So that Thanksgiving Day game between the Rams and Blue Knights looming very large, and it's in Cheshire this year. And that game, I don't care how big an underdog Cheshire ever is against Southington. When that game's played in Cheshire, man, woo. Interesting things happen. All right, let's bring things up to Meriden. Our guy Pete started his night over at Falcon Field. This was a good matchup. Panthers on Panthers. E.O. Smith of Stores against our boys from Platt here in Meriden. And, Platt broke a losing streak last week on that field against Bristol Eastern. They needed to win tonight, though, against a very good E.O. Smith team. And 6 turnovers, Shawnee. It ain't going to happen when you turn the ball over 6 times.
Yeah.
And Platt suffered a difficult loss tonight to E.O. Smith, 21-14. And that drops them to 4-3. Shawnee, can you take us through that game?
Yeah, like you said, they were haunted by 6 turnovers. The offensive highlights for Platt were touchdown pass from A.J. Marinelli to Tremaine Carter to give them a 7-0 lead. And it was looking good for the Panthers early on. And then they fell behind 21-7 in the second half. They tried to rally. E.J. Dudley had a 1-yard touchdown plunge with 8 minutes to go. But turnovers in the last few minutes really cost them a chance to tie the game.
Yeah, this loss could cost Platt a bid for the postseason because Class L is so difficult. We shall see. They still have 3 games to go, including, of course, on Thanksgiving against Maloney. But look at the Maloney Spartans. Hey, 40-28 winners tonight up in Farmington. Aiden Valentin rushed for over 200 yards, and LaRue Graham threw for 3 touchdown passes. We must point out, with those 3 touchdown passes, LaRue Graham has extended his career passing record. He has 42 touchdown passes for his career. That's the Maloney record. He passed Chris Dingwall last week. I'm going to point out that he is the record holder over at Maloney, and he's closing in on Chris for career passing yards as well. More importantly, the Spartans, they won their 6th in a row, Shawnee. They're 6-1. Class L, they're cooking. Look out for those Maloney Spartans, man.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, Chris Infante and Preston Studley also had receiving touchdowns for the Spartans.
And Val, I'm looking at your notes.
Yeah.
Sean has taken meticulous, beautiful notes. Just beautiful. And I can read them, too, unlike my own handwriting. Aiden Valentin, 214 yards tonight. Good game for Aiden Valentin. Good to see that. Maloney Spartans, 6-1. You know who else is 6-1, Shawnee? John Ferrazzi and the Sheehan Titans. They went all the way out to Plainfield tonight, and we sent our guy Ryan Conchado out there as well. Ryan, in fact, left on Thursday, I think, to get out there. Sheehan comes home tonight, 27-14 victory. Wes Tersey throws 2 touchdown passes. Jordan Davis, sophomore, has 195 yards rushing. And they also got some nice turnovers on defense that led to touchdowns. Mickey Deming with an interception, Willie Shea with a fumble recovery. Both of those turnovers led to Sheehan's first touchdowns of the game. They were up 14-zip by the early stages of the second quarter, and they really never were challenged. 27-14 win for the Sheehan Titans, 6-1, and they're number 4 in Class M. Looking good for the Titans to be in the postseason come December. Ferrazzi's not going to want to hear me say that. 1 game at a time, says Johnny. 1 day at a time. But hey, 6-1 for the Sheehan Titans. Their only loss was to Fairfield Prep.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Also tonight we had another game here closer in town for Wallingford, Lyman Hall.
Yeah.
Taking it to Crack.
Yeah. The Trojans' offense was really cooking. Matt Velarde totaled 3 touchdowns, 2 receiving, and 1 rushing touchdown for the senior. Quarterback Nick Santello, 3 more passing touchdowns. And Austin Ruiz handled the rushing, 14 carries, 143 yards, and 2 touchdowns. As this really wasn't much of a game.
No.
No.
The Trojans are rocking out under Bill Wyrock. They're 4-3, and it's been a while since the Trojans have been 4-3. If my math is correct, it was 2010, the year Lyman Hall got to the Class M playoffs. They're 4-3 now. We'll see what the Carini Bowl brings on Thanksgiving. Those are our highlights from tonight's Week 7 action. It was a good one, Sean.
It was.
It really was. Sean, I'm hating being in the office,
I know.
following these games, seeing Pete's killer video clips and all the guys doing a reporting. We had Johnny Pettit at Falcon Field. Kenny Lipsch is up in Farmington for the Maloney game. Like I said, Ryan Conchado out at Plainfield. We expect him to be back sometime by the middle of next week, and I'll get your assignment then when you get back from Plainfield. Joe Boyle was down at Lyman Hall. My man Phil Zoppi from Southern Connecticut was down at Notre Dame. We have people here, there, and everywhere. Am I forgetting anybody who we had out on assignment tonight?
No, I think that's everyone, right?
Except ourselves, man.
Yeah.
We missed some good ones tonight, but we're glad to bring you highlights here on This Week in High School Sports. Okay, we also had a lot of good non-football stuff this week, And Shawnee, you were good to lead us through that. I was a little late to tonight's shoot because it was trick-or-treat night in Portland where I live, so I had to go out trick-or-treating with the kids. And while I was gone, you took care of the things, Shawnee. You lead folks through our non-football highlights, if you could be so kind.
Sheehan against Meriden, of course, at Maloney. And it was senior night, a lot of senior nights this week. And it was Meriden Co-op that came out with the 99-84 win. And they were led by senior captains Jocelyn Rodriguez and Olivia Murphy. Both were double winners for Meriden. And as for Sheehan, Rachel Kerrigan, the sophomore, was a double winner. We'll head over to soccer field now, where Lyman Hall fell to Shelton 4-3 on Monday. Lyman Hall gave them everything they could. Lyman Hall trailed 4-2 at the half, and Tyler Stoic scored his second goal with 3 minutes to go. Also, we have highlights here from Brantford Cheshire. Cheshire boys lost 2-1 in the regular season finale. In this particular game, Sam Ubertelli had a header from Jack Laura for Cheshire's lone goal. Over to Falcon Field, where Maloney and Middletown went at it, and Maloney won 6-0. Addison Cardosa scored twice for Maloney. Flint Rich, Noah Lopez, Christian Dominguez, Ben Pierce also scored for Maloney. And Devin Wan had his third straight shutout. On the girls' side, it was rivalry day on Wednesday, Lyman Hall against Sheehan. And Lyman Hall won 2-0 at Riccatelli Field. And they had goals from Kelsey Burr and Julia Blanchard. We have a 1-0 win for Cheshire over Shelton in the girls' action, as the Cheshire girls closed out the regular season at 9-4-3 with the win on the road. Kate and Laura had the only goal of the game in the second half.
Shawnee, thank you for taking us through the rest of the highlights. You did, as usual, a lot of work this week, and I appreciate it. You know, we did shift to a new database this week, so we're on a learning curve here at the Record Journal. We welcome you again every Saturday morning tuning into This Week in High School Sports. Also our Athletes of the Week show. We had a lot of fun shooting this week. Sean, I don't know if I told you this, and I got to throw this in here because, believe it or not, folks, our Halloween spoof Athlete of the Week video this week got kicked off of Facebook. It got flagged or whatever it is they do, but it got booted off of Facebook. At least the little opening we did with Michael Myers and the Halloween thing. The full video is on our website, so you can check it out there because, man, Pete, I mean, it came out really well. You did a good job, and our guest star behind the mask did a good job. But we got kicked off of Facebook, so I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, if we ran a political ad that generated out of Russia, we might have had better luck. Thanks, Facebook. Yeah, we love you all. Hey, thank you for tuning in tonight. I am Brian Carpenter, sports editor of the Record Journal.
I'm Sean Krovsik.
My man Shawnee, my man Pete behind the camera. And for Justin W. Weeks, who's always out there taking photos for us. Kenny Lipschitz, who was up in Farmington tonight, and our part-timers who did so well covering games this evening. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.